welcome back. This is like the first video of 2020. I have pre-recorded some stuff, but obviously like I just woke up like an hour ago. I've been watching anime for like the past hour, and I've been trying to drink a coffee to like get myself motivated to actually like clean my house and stuff. If you hear any like scratches or pitter-pattering or anything like that, I have a cat and he likes to make sure that you know that he's here also. If you don't know me, I am Cecilia, Cece, or Ceci, whatever you would like to call me, as long as it's not mean, because I will cry about it. I'm looking up some definitions right here, right now, just because today I want to talk about sustainability. If you haven't seen the title, if you just clicked on it, first of all, thank you. I want to talk about greenwashing and sustainability just because it's been in my head a lot, and also there's a scholarship that I'm applying for that you have to write like a 3-page essay about an issue that directly affects you, but is mostly an ethical issue. And when I think ethics in itself is just like a big, gigantic mess. And so I was like, okay, what is something that affects me that a lot of the YouTubers that I watch, something that's like present in my life that isn't something that's a little bit like, something that's like unique to me that I can actually like make like, that I can be passionate about and that's not going to bore me, but also something that I'm interested in and I want to be able to claim that I am. Because what I find with a lot of YouTubers and influencers is that they'll say like, oh, like I'm using a reusable water bottle, or oh, like I'm recycling, but meanwhile they're getting like tons and tons of PR from all these companies with like extra, cardboard, glass, plastic. People are getting refrigerators, just unnecessary stuff that kind of doesn't make them. I mean, obviously not all of them are claiming they're sustainable, but it's also like they're also working with big brands that are really like fast fashion, like Fashion Nova, Forever 21, Amazon. All those companies cause a lot of waste and don't have the best impact on the environment. But here's what I'll tell you. Here's what I'll lead up to and basically tell you that none of it matters, and as on an individual impact, as much as we can do with each other, makes little to no difference. So let's talk about the definition of sustainability. According to Google, it is the ability to be maintained at a certain rate or level, or the avoidance of the depletion of natural resources in order to maintain an ecological balance. So basically, in layman's terms, it basically means to help the environment in any way, shape, or form that we can, to make sure that we don't end up with like zero forest and Australia not being on fire because of all these things going on, because of global climate change and things like that. And so what is greenwashing? Because I feel like a lot of influencers and YouTubers tend to have this entire brand of being greenwashed, despite them actively creating a lot of individual waste, besides like not trying meatless Mondays or things like that. Like there's a lot of, and also like even with veganism as well too, is kind of a greenwashing, because they're still buying a lot of these meatless products that have a lot of packaging, instead of like going to the bulk store for like grains and things like that. It's a topic that encompasses like kind of like much like racism and capitalism. Sustainability is another issue that kind of encompasses like every level down, like like it's companies, it's international, it's national, it's your pets, it's your neighbor, it's you, it's the places that you work at, it's something that affects like your entire environment on like a macro in every level, essentially. Okay, so what is greenwashing? Let's get back to that. Greenwashing is the process of conveying a false impression or providing misleading information about how a company's products are more environmentally sound. It is considered an unsubstantiated claim to deceive consumers into believing that a company's products are environmentally friendly. So let me give you some examples of that. One of them was when Brad Mondo, he's like a big hair YouTuber, claimed that his glitter gel or whatever that was vegan, and it actually wasn't. It was, I don't even think it was vegetarian. It basically was like non-compostable, and it didn't use biodegradable ingredients, meaning that if he was greenwashing his product, which it's not. And it does take a while to change the packaging, but I think if you are someone who's creating a product and who's like the face of the product and behind it, you should be more informed on it. Let's try another example of this. In one of her recent videos, Best Dressed Ashley, she's a fashion YouTuber. She recently stated that glass takes a lot more energy to be reused rather to plastic, so it's best to reuse glass. That's not True, actually. It takes a lot more energy, time, and resources to melt down plastics versus glass, because glass, once it's sanitized and cleans, actually takes a lot less and can be reused essentially, inevitably, I believe. I might be lying about that, but I'll leave an article below that basically debunks that. And it's really hard. No, here's what I'll say. It's really easy to not misinform your audience about things like this when they are simple Google away. Literally, if you are on the internet, if you create content on the internet, you should have zero excuse for not researching something before. And that's why, like, it just frustrates me to no end that these people who, the internet is their career essentially, that they are refusing to learn about these things when it's your job. Oh my god. And I'll leave videos too about like some beauty YouTubers that are essentially refusing PR because they create a lot of waste. Some of the things are not recyclable at all, and then that they just have too much product. They can't get to all of the product. My cat's biting my foot. And obviously you can only give away and donate and use products so much, especially when you're like a big YouTuber. You are just getting endless about it. So let's talk about what can we do as an individual. So obviously, you can go vegan or vegetarian because obviously a lot of dairy, meat, and poultry farms, obviously, one, they're not treating their animals properly. So, it's not even us that's contributing to it. It's because the agriculture industry needs to survive. So they are, mass producing all these things. So again, it's not an us issue. It's not an individual issue. It's a global thing. Obviously, vegetarian, vegan, stuff like that. However, even things like that you're not even thinking of, almonds and cashews use up a lot of water. That's a lot of water waste that's being used just to make, an almond milk latte. And so it's like, okay, what can I do then? You can try to make almond milk, cashew milk, or even oat milk at home. But then again, almonds and cashews are very expensive. You can try to make oat milk at home, but again, not everybody likes oat milk. Also, there's a bunch of new allergies now because of GMOs and all of that stuff. Okay, so let's get back to what I'm talking about. We can try to recycle cardboard, paper, plastic, glass, metal, cans. However, things like K-pods, jewel pods, anything that's a pod has like plastic, metal in it, and it's hard to separate, and then it's hard to recycle as well. However, you can use the grounds from that. You can start a compost bin. However, where you're going to put it if you live in an apartment where you have to stir it constantly, if you're someone who's in college and works, if you work 2 jobs, if you have a family, composting and recycling is not in your frame of mind. You could try to go minimal waste, which means that you're buying products that are package free, in bulk. Stop not eating fast food anymore, although we love it, and especially if we are busy, we're not really thinking about cooking and all that stuff. So that's also like less packaging. Using reusable cups. They're a little bit pricey at first, obviously, and not everybody has accessibility to that. Not everybody has the funds, and that's a big thing that also drives sustainability. I feel like is that you have to have the money for it. You can try to go zero waste or minimalist free, which basically means getting rid of all of the things that you own, recycling them, donating them, selling them on Depop, Poshmark, donating to Goodwill, local charities, women's shelters. What else? I'm trying to think of other things that I do. Not buying from fast fashion or buying items that are going to be used for a long time from I'm trying to think. I know there's Madewell, Reformation, but again, those brands are very expensive, but they are using quality products. So it's like, do I sacrifice a paycheck to buy clothes that are going to last longer, or should I go to the Forever 21 80% off sale? It's things like that cause not necessarily an internal conundrum, but it's like, okay, I am only making $9 an hour, if that, basically, because minimum wage in the US is $7.25. Am I going to buy a $70 pair of jeans, or am I going to split that up and buy my work uniform and then buy my lunch, buy my groceries, and then have enough money for gas? It's more of an economic issue as well, that we're not even able to do the things that'll be better for the earth. And here's how none of that makes an impact, unless it's a majority of us, maybe let's say, okay, 70% of the entire American population is recycling. They do meatless Mondays. They buy things with less packaging. They recycle all the time. They are constantly donating and buying products that are thrifted or are new but made with sustainable materials. How much of an impact does it actually have? Well, I'm not sure what the statistic is, but it's somewhere between like literally like 1 to 20%, which I know is a humongous margin of error, but I do not know where the documentary is. But in the documentary, What the Health, a dairy documentary, I believe, and then another one. There's 3 of these that basically state that the agriculture, which includes, so it's agriculture, meat and dairy, fashion, fishing, and among other industries, basically anything that makes a product that provides, meat, groceries, clothes, fast food, regular products, any of that creates a majority of the waste. So maybe, so I know this one is for sure too. Although we are making 20% of waste despite still trying to recycle, going meatless, trying to be zero waste, trying to go as package free as possible, not eating fast food, and cooking at home, we only really make about, again, 1 to 20% of the waste. So where is that 80% coming from? It's coming from, waste from cows, waste from chickens, buying tons of like corn and soy to feed the cattle, a bunch of what's in the ocean actually. You know how there's that Oceana brand that tries to create like if you buy a bracelet, they get like 10 pounds of trash from the ocean. Well, most of that looks like, from what you can see, it looks like post-consumer trash, right? It looks like bottles and wine glasses and plastic bags, but actually it's from fishing gear, and that's actually what kills turtles and dolphins and that, because they get stuck in them. So not only are we being fed false lies saying that, oh yeah, we can make an impact, the impact that we do make does essentially nothing for the earth. So I don't want to discredit and say that you shouldn't be doing any of this. Obviously, if it makes you feel good and you are creating a very small impact on a very small scale, do it. I try to go as package free as possible. I do meatless Mondays. I am mindful of the things that I buy. Are they going to be used, long term? And if they aren't, can I depup them? Can I donate them? Can I use them for my cat? Can I clean with it? And so it's very sad to say that it does do like little to nothing, but here's what I will say to reflect on that issue, because this is a part of the R&R series. Do what you want if it makes you feel good. If you are super cool with being a vegan or vegetarian because, hey, I can't eat meat and I can't eat dairy, but I do want to like make a better impact on the earth, despite knowing that it will do a small amount, but it makes me feel good, by all means, keep doing it. I'm going to keep recycling. I'm going to keep donating and buying pieces that I will use for a long time. And I'm going to keep trying to be as plant-based and as sustainable as possible within the means of knowing that it has little to no global impact. And although that does suck, I will leave a bunch of links below. Again, if you have the time to lobby and if you have a politician in your family, you can make a bigger change than what I can do on the internet. Share this video, like this video, or leave a comment below if you have any questions about sustainability and greenwashing. I will do my best to answer, leave links, all that stuff, because this is an issue that I am passionate about as well. And I also think just the ethics of being an influencer or a YouTuber also just have a bunch of just like weird causality in them, But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.